Hi guys, so the other day I found out something really cool about the upcoming Scotland Grand Tour episode that was shot at the back end of last year. And I know everyone's really looking forward to watching this, so I thought today I'd sort of go through some of the things without spoiling too much that we know so far, including when it could possibly be released, as well as a couple of other things that you can possibly look forward to. So firstly, I want to shed some light on this discovery that I made. So I was watching one of the Grand Tour videos about this upcoming Series 4 Episode 3, I think it is, Scotland episode. And I came across this picture and I instantly recognised it because a few weeks before the Grand Tour shot this Scotland film, I was actually also in Scotland filming an episode for my travel entertainment web series for Idiots. We're actually doing a challenge, a Top Gear inspired road trip where we went to Scotland and drove around in our own homemade camper cars. And one of the challenges that we did in it was to drive up the UK's hardest road. And when you get to the top of this, there's sort of a viewpoint which has a name that I can't really pronounce. And it has a gravel car park and like a little sort of brick marker with a compass point on it. And that's where this photo was taken from, meaning that in the new Grand Tour episode, they are going to drive up Applecross Pass, which is one hell of a road. I think it was actually designed by a European because it features a lot of hairpins, sort of similar to what you'd see in some of the alpine passes in the Alps. But it's a really interesting road for something in the UK, so it'll be really good to see them drive up this. And if you do want to check out the recent episode of my web series, there will be links on screen and in the description. So in terms of the release date for this Scotland special, obviously it takes a while to edit things. I think Jeremy recently said it takes about 3 months. And I mean, for my web series episodes that I do, they take at least a month. All the audio, all the colour grading to do, effects, it's a massive job. And for the Grand Tour, they've got an even, their crew's even bigger. They've got an even bigger shoot with more footage. So it does take a long while. And I think the way it sort of works is obviously they produce the episode, they send that off to Amazon. Amazon then look and see when is the best time to release this. Now, I don't think this is going to be released until Amazon know that there's another episode in the can. So like the Madagascar episode was held off and off until they'd filmed the Scotland episode, then Amazon pushed the Madagascar one out. So I think if the Grand Tour can film something in the first half of 2021, we could see the Scotland episode being released sort of in the summer sometime. I know James May did comment as well saying that there should definitely be 2 episodes coming out this year, so that they are definitely thinking that they'll be able to film something else this year. But my thoughts are, if it's going to end up being the back end of this year that they get to film something, then Amazon's just going to do exactly what they've done last year. I'm hoping that it's going to be released sooner because there's been a lot of stuff leaked online, and you can basically work out what's going to happen in the episode for yourself. So hopefully it's going to be released sooner than then. In terms of what happens in the episode, I don't want to spoil things too much because when I film my stuff, I try and keep everything as secretive as possible, so it's a nice surprise when you watch it. But there has been a lot of stuff leaked online, and what we do know so far is that they're travelling from Edinburgh. I actually saw something else saying that they filmed some stuff near the borders, and there is actually some footage of them arriving in Berwick. But either way, they're travelling from the south of Scotland up to the Outer Hebrides, which is on the very northwest tip of the UK. I think they actually ended up in North Uist. I saw an article mention, which if they do, then that'll be really interesting because that's just it's a pretty unique place, very sparsely populated, a lot of beauty spots and stuff. So I'm sure they've got some good footage. And on the way, in between that, they have actually done different bits of challenges and changed things up a bit. Because I know one of the criticisms with the Madagascar one was that it was too similar. It was basically just them driving through mud for an hour. So I think on this one, they filmed a couple of challenges on airstrips and stuff, so there'll probably be some drag races. At one point, they've attached caravans to the backs of the cars, and they've modified them. So I think it looks like it'll be a pretty good episode. I think Jeremy said it'll be about 60 minutes in length. And now that I know that they've went up Applecross Pass, that should be really good, because when I went up there, it was actually not as dramatic as Death Road, but it has actually quite a lot of similarities to Death Road in places. So I'm sure they'll have got some good footage throughout the trip and a lot of laughs and stuff. And if before then you do want to check out my 4 Idiots web series episode, as I said, there'll be links in the comments and on screen. We essentially took our own cars and turned them as best we could into camper cars. I even had a toilet in mine. So it was really good, and we travelled around the Isle of Skye and some of the mainland just to the right of that, including Applecross Pass. So definitely go and check that out, and it would be great if you could support us and subscribe. We're not wanting to completely copy Top Gear. In the episode, there is a couple of nice little references that you'll be able to get if you're a super fan of Top Gear. But we're not wanting to, copy them. We're actually sort of more, probably I'd say more like, a bit like our man in Japan, James May. We're not as car orientated. We're more about the travel and what you can do. But if you do want to support us, that would mean a lot, because essentially we want to be able to pick up some of the legacy that Clarkson, Hammond and May are going to leave behind when eventually someday they're going to have to call it quits. We want to be able to pick up all of that and sort of adapt them into our show, and hopefully we will want to be able to get a big budget and get some good stuff funded so that we can push out a few more episodes, because at the minute it is very hard with all the pandemic and not having time off due to work and everything. So the more support we can get with that, the better. The production value of it at the minute, personally, I would say is really good, and we just want to improve that even more and improve the story and the challenges and what we do in it even more. So yeah, if you are looking for something else to watch, then you've got that to look forward to. Go and check that out. Go and have a laugh at it. Roast our cars. Do whatever you want to do. There's a lot of other similar shows and stuff on YouTube too, Top Gear and the Grand Tour. So let me know if you want me to cover a video on all of that. Other than that, that's it for this information video about the upcoming Grand Tour Scotland special. So I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, let's look forward to some great upcoming episodes of our favourite things once this fucking pandemic pisses off. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you over on 4 Idiots.